like I told you that we've been watching Game of Thrones again.
Yeah.
And there's something I noticed about one of your boys from that show.
Mm.
We're about 2 seasons in, and it's the exact same interaction he has every single time.
Uh-oh.
Can you guess, first of all, who I'm talking
It's
about?
gotta be Littlefinger.
It's Littlefinger. And dude, every single time he enters a room, at least in the first 2 seasons, he'll enter a room, he'll offend the shit out of the person he's talking to, and then he'll like double back. So for example, he'll walk in on like a Ned Stark and be like, so rumors are swirling that you have a tiny dick. And then without fail, the person will like, shing, pull out their sword, be like, what the fuck did you say? And then he'll be like, which I'm told is a sign of great strength. And then they'll slowly like put the sword back. Oh, okay, I'm listening.
Yeah.
But every interaction, he says some shit, they'd be like, wait, what the fuck? You talking shit?
Yeah, I remember very early on, there's a interaction with just him and Cersei, I want to say probably in the first season, where he tells her something about like, you know, I think Ned knows about you and Jaime, or like insinuates that. And she's like, power. He's like, knowledge is power. And she's like, power is power. I'll kill you right here. And yeah, I mean, he's got his promo down. He knows. He's got that formula. He goes out there, he hits it every time, and it worked for a good 7 seasons.
It did. He rules. And another character, it was so interesting because this is, I think, my 3rd watch.
Yeah.
And when you know like what's gonna happen, it's so interesting. So Theon just took over Winterfell.
Yeah.
So he had his big heel turn.
Big heel turn.
And then subtly, what's Ramsay Bolton's dad's name? He's
Roose Bolton.
Yeah, he's some lord. In passing, he's like, I could send my son Ramsay down to straighten up Theon. And we're all like, I don't think anyone even noticed at the time, like if you're watching for the first time, but like you hear that and you're like, yeah, good guy, go take care of this bad guy. Having no idea what Ramsay Bolton is capable of.
Yeah. Oh man.
So the people who are big Game of Thrones listeners are like on the edge of their seats right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
And the people who have never watched Game of Thrones have probably shut us off by now, which is good. That's what we do. We thin the herd.
Yeah, there's only room for so many viewers and people to watch. There's bandwidth issues. You just gotta cut them out.
Right, exactly. You don't want your key demo to be everybody.
Yeah, I mean, if we want to go into another small pocket of people that probably don't watch YouTube videos all that often, it's sports fans maybe, because I feel like they just watch sports.
Yeah.
But I got a Tigers hat.
Yeah,
I'm not from Michigan.
It looks good on you.
And I feel like Tom Cruise in War of the Worlds. He didn't have a Tigers hat, but he had like this Yankees hat, and he was like the first actor I saw in that movie that had like such like cool protective dad vibes that I wanted to be. He just had a hat. He's like got this small house in some borough in New York playing catch with like his son or something. And I was like, man, that'll be me someday. I'll just have a baseball hat and I'll just be like a cool young dad.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But if you are a gambler, and this is everybody, obviously. So this brings back the herd. This brings back everybody. If you're a sports gambler,
yeah,
because everybody does it.
Yeah.
The last time I bought it, I don't buy baseball hats a lot. I think the last time I bought was probably like at least 10 years ago. And I'm from Illinois. I didn't really grow up liking the Cubs, but I was like, it's kind of fun. They still haven't broken that over 100-year streak of not winning a World Series. It's like, they're kind of getting good. Let me get a Cubs hat. Bought a Cubs hat that next year they won the World Series. Okay. That streak. So when I bought this in the summer, a little bit earlier, at like end of spring, I was like, I think the Tigers are going to win it this year. And they have like the best record in baseball for a pretty long time. Kind of tanked down the stretch, almost missed it. They're still in the playoffs as of recording.
Mm-hmm.
Their series is going to start against the Seattle Mariners.
Saturday, October 4th.
Yeah.
And this will come out on the 5th or 6th.
I think they'll be competitive. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll get past the Mariners. But
yeah, I don't know, man. I haven't been watching Tigs much. But it's a night game tonight. So I will probably be in bed by the time it was on anyway.
Oh, yeah. And it's out in Seattle. So they probably have it start at like 9 p.m.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's like 6 p.m. in Seattle. So, okay.
Right. Speaking of sports gambling, I'm very pro sports gambling. The only thing that I am against is that the ad for DraftKings with Kevin Hart and LeBron James.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. And
I remember that.
it just burns me down, man.
Is that the one? Because maybe they've done a few, or sometimes they do like edits and stuff. Is that the one where it's like, what do you got, butterscotch in your pockets or something, and LeBron laughs or something?
Oh yeah, and he makes
Is
fun
that-
of him
yeah,
for
it
his
just got-
laugh or something.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're sitting on the couch and
Yeah, there's one that's I think they keep scoring touchdowns on each other, and they keep doing like a Heisman dance kind of thing.
Oh, I
And-
don't know if I've seen that one.
All right, and I'll come clean on the real reason why I hate it. I've been playing a lot of Candy Crush lately. I've been crushing like it's 2014 again, and I've passed level 4,000. So I've been, my screen time is embarrassing. And to get more lives,
You can just watch the ad.
you can watch the ad.
Yeah.
Some ads are like 15 seconds. So whatever brand that is, I'm like, I like this brand because it's only 15-second ad. DraftKings, Kevin Hart, LeBron James, it's like a 3-minute ad. So it really throws off my crushing.
But it really gets you back with more lives to play.
No, it's same amount
Oh,
of
it's the
lives.
same
Yeah,
amount.
it's not like
Wow.
double the time, double the lives.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
It's total bullshit. So
You just gotta close out of the app and open it again. And
yeah, so my message to DraftKings is if you'd want to sponsor this podcast, I would plug you to the end of days. But if you want my business, shorten your ads up on
Yeah.
Candy Crush.
So why do you like sports gambling? You said you're a fan.
Uh,
do you sports gamble?
Oh, pro sports gambling? No, I am just, I guess the idea behind it, like freedom for all and not having like there used to be a time I feel like when you wanted to sports bet, you could only do it in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
And, now everybody can just do it. So if you're a gambling addict, it'll just, you
don't gotta book a trip to Vegas and blow even more money.
Right. Yeah.
Just you save that for gambling.
Exactly.
There you go.
This was kind of funny. So I got this buddy who will remain anonymous because it's about the anonymous program that we both attend, whatever. And he's big. There's it's not just alcohol. There's cocaine. There's marijuana. There's this. There's that. There's like my sister blew me anonymous, and so there's one now for technology.
Oh,
It's like Technology Addicts Anonymous.
Yeah.
And it's, I'm like borderline. I'm like, I feel like I'm pretty fucking addicted to my phone. But like, if I needed to, like I'm sure I would enjoy the time away and I wouldn't think twice about it. But here's what was like making me laugh. He was sending me information about it and invited me to a meeting. There's like a group, like a kind of there's a bubbling up of support for this. So there's like a group of 5 or 6 people that he knows that go to meetings in person. Like all of them are virtual right now. So then he says to me, this is the part that made me laugh. He goes, "You want to be in the group chat?" And I go, "Do I want to be in the group chat with technology addicts? I don't even like a group chat with just family.
Yeah.
I don't like a group chat, period."
Yeah.
Does that mean I'm not a technology addict?
It means you're not. I think he probably has to rescind that offer. If you're questioning a group chat, it means you're not one of them.
Right, I'm not one of them. Good God, could you imagine the notifications? Like, could you imagine?
You gotta just turn those off. Yeah.
Just the constant buzz of group chat with technology addicts now.
Oh, man.
But I think I just like experiencing things.
Yeah.
And I think it would be kind of cool. You probably get people who were like, maybe they lost their job because they couldn't get off social media. Or maybe I'll bet you get a lot of people who found themselves in a depression, like deep, dark depression from the constant scrolling. And it's built to be addictive. And you're, the whole thing that we all know at this point, it's like constant division, constant, what can they put out there that's going to make you watch it for longer, which is fear, scary things. And then you get the highlight reels of people's lives. And
yeah,
I've never finished scrolling social media and felt better. Put it that way. I've never been like, oh, I'm so glad I know what Uncle Gary ate for lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think joining that and hearing, because I think we all have an idea of what it would probably be, because we're all like, yeah, I've been addicted before, but or am I on that borderline? Am I on that cusp? Because I think it's so normalized, just like even when you're at work, you're probably on technology, and when you come home, you're like, well, let me hop on technology. But I bet there are some things that you wouldn't imagine, like how deep some people got into it, or just like what they found addiction with.
Mhm.
Like you would think it's probably a
Instagram.
social media thing, right? And getting
TikTok.
likes and stuff like that. But it's probably I'm sure there's just some weird ones that you're like,
Wikipedia.
I didn't even know this was a website.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it'd be very fascinating. Yeah, it reminds me of, and we've talked about him before, but the author Chuck Palahniuk, he was one of my favorite authors for a while. He did Fight Club,
Uh-huh.
and a lot of other books. But he, I believe he had some kind of addictions, and a lot of his books, there's always some kind of group and like a recovery group. And he's gone to a lot of them, and he really plays around with that idea. And he was always just like meeting these people and writing like high-minded about like low, like low topics, like ugly stuff. Like writing high-minded about ugly stuff worked for him instead of like trying to write, about art and literature in a high-minded way.
Yeah.
Like that
When
kind
you
of
say-
alienates a lot of people.
When you say high-minded, do you mean like highbrow, like thoughtful?
A little bit
like...
highbrow, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think just instead of, what most people would think or write about it and stuff like that, kind of putting it on the same seriousness and same legitimacy as writing about a love story or some play by William Shakespeare, kind of still having characters that are relatable and have goals and that there are themes to like the stories and stuff like that, instead of just like, this guy's addicted to sex, let's all just make pervy sex. There's a bunch of those in Chuck Palahniuk, obviously, but there's a lot of other interesting stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of William Shakespeare, you got your phone on you?
I do.
I want to play a game of
Shakespeare?
Shakespeare.
I'll win for sure.
Who said this? Shakespeare or Eminem?
Is that I'm sure that's a real game. Do you have one?
Fill him with a vitamin, eliminate him, otherwise eliminate him. I don't want to hurt him, but I did him in a fit rage, murder him again. Nobody will evade him, feeling kill him, dump all the fucking bodies in the lake, incinerate a renegade him, and I make anybody want it with the pen and but don't nobody want it, but they're gonna get it anyway, because I'm beginning to feel like a mentally ill Matilda kill to be killed, the vanilla gorilla, you bringing the kill within me, I mean, you don't want to be the demon who in me and be on the receiving end. What stupidity be when I'm in the vicinity, motherfucker, you better duck, you finna be dead the minute you run into me, 100% of you, is a fifth of a percent of me. Was that Shakespeare, or is that Eminem?
See, I was leaning Eminem. And then, there was that part about Vanilla Gorilla, and I was like, I'm pretty sure there's a monologue, like a soliloquy in Macbeth, where after the witches tell him like, oh, all these bad things are gonna happen. He's like, there was that Vanilla Gorilla. I'm gonna go Eminem.
It was Eminem.
Oh,
good call.
I wasn't sure. It sounded very much like a Macbeth soliloquy.
Yeah, it was actually AI Eminem.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But you got your phone on you, and I wanted to play a game of overrated, underrated.
Ooh.
And that is where we throw out a topic to one another.
Okay.
And the other person gets to evaluate that topic and say that is overrated or underrated. And the talk about Shakespeare made me think about hip hop music.
Oh,
and I did have one in mind. Are you ready?
Oh, so you're gonna throw out. So you're gonna just say something, and I gotta tell you if it's overrated or underrated.
That is
and
correct.
Then maybe justify my reason.
That is correct.
And then I'll throw some out to you. Are you gonna do all yours to me, or are we gonna go?
I think we should
go all day back and forth like bread and meth. A joke when I say I'm the best in the booth, but a lot of truth's been said in jest.
That was Shakespeare.
Yeah, that was Shakespeare.
Yep, definitely. We're on it. We didn't miss a beat. We haven't done this in a while, but we're back on it. We are so on point. Okay, overrated or underrated, Matt? Ludacris.
Underrated. Definitely underrated. I think he should be... rap has gone through a lot of decades now, so it's hard to probably say he's a top 10 guy, because you've got... Obviously, Pac and Biggie are usually in a lot of people's top 10s. Some people might even go a little bit further back and get some of the, originators of the style. Then you've kind of got the generation after Pac and Biggie, which usually involves Jay-Z, Eminem, guys like that. And then here we're at like Kendrick and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be hard to fit Luda in. If you were picking from my generation of rappers, which is kind of like the Eminem, Jay-Z top list. Oh yeah, Ludacris is probably easy a top 10, close to top 5. I think he's very underrated.
Yeah, I agree. Luda So I have two separate lists. I have like the top 10 who I think are the best, top 10 of my favorite. Ludacris is easily my top 10 favorite.
Yeah.
Like, and he was so versatile that like I think what he really excelled at was the feature.
Yeah.
Like when you had Ludacris on your song, you just waited. You saw that like Ciara, the name of the song, and then in parentheses featuring Ludacris. You're like, oh shit, can't wait for this.
The features for a while. Yeah.
And it kind of like he did good on the pop songs, but then Nas had that "Made You Look" remix with Jadakiss and Ludacris.
Probably heard it, but
and
I don't remember it.
And it's like Nas, heavy hitter, one of the greatest to ever do it.
Yeah.
Jadakiss, one of the best lyricists,
crushing around then. Yeah,
such a good rapper. But then Ludacris comes in, like Nas, Jadakiss, and then Luda comes in. He's like, "I'm from the school of hard knocks, sneak peeks, and low blows, where X's mark spots and kitchens mark hoes, where love's gonna get you and haters gonna slit you, and fingers squeeze triggers like boa constrictors." It's like, ooh, that was Shakespeare.
That was I mean, he cribbed he made enough changes so that Shakespeare and Disney couldn't sue. I'm pretty sure.
That's true.
I think Disney owns Bill Shakespeare's rights.
Do they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Billy Shakespeare wrote a whole bunch of sonnets.
That's a class. That I mean, if LFO doesn't make your top 10
just
rap
lyricists.
groups just from that, yeah. No, that's a good one.
I'm gonna light up some sage, bro, because I feel like you got one coming at me, and I gotta get the good vibes.
Well, we might as well stick around in some kind of hip hop and hip hop adjacent people, because I thought of one that I think is good because around our time. He was very popular, and then he very wasn't. It was. I've been trying to describe what I
very
think
wasn't.
I've been trying to describe what I think will happen with Kendrick and Drake. I think we're far enough past it that like, obviously Drake's fine, but I was like, I usually guys' careers don't really end from a rap beef. But Chris, overrated or underrated? Ja Rule.
Okay. In the grand scheme of things, I think Ja Rule is underrated.
Yeah.
I think Ja Rule is underrated. I am a huge 50 Cent fan. I'm a huge Eminem fan.
Yeah.
And they
murked him.
They kind of wiped him off the face of the earth.
Destroyed him.
But I think they kind of beat him up so bad that nowadays when you say Ja Rule, it's like on the level of like a Vanilla Ice. Like you laugh when people mention Ja Rule.
Yeah, I couldn't say that without kind of
right.
giggling and chuckling.
I'm going to the Ja Rule concert. That's gonna get a laugh.
Yeah. Wasn't he the big attraction for Firefest or Fire Festival?
I think he was. Yeah. Which
so he's associated with that too.
Yeah. Ooh, do you like this? Do you like sage, or you're not allergic, are you?
No.
Okay, so
not that I know of. If I start turning like blue or purple or coughing, then we'll have the show go on.
Yeah. So Ja Rule, I think at this stage is underrated because it's taboo to go look back through his catalog, but he had a handful of really good songs.
Yeah.
He had Holla, Holla, anybody that's ready to get dollar. And then he had one song that really put me onto him before he got, train rolled by 50 Cent. How Many Wanna Die?
Oh, I don't know that one.
I think it was the theme song to a kind of a B-C-list movie starring Usher. And that movie was called Light It Up. And it was about these like high schoolers that are like in really bad conditions in their school. And then they like hijack the school and the police get go. Decent movie. If you're 15, you're like, well, I want to do that in high school.
Yeah.
Was that Stevens? Stevens? I want to freaking hijack my high school.
No more math.
I freaking hate algebra. When the frick am I ever going to use this? So
Stevens won't have to. He's
so
too good looking.
Yeah, exactly. So I say all that. He is really handsome. I say all that to say Ja Rule is underrated.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. It actually made me think of the song Clapback, which was like the Ja Rule song that I thought kind of re-legitimized him, and it was sort of like a response. It had a sick beat. This is definitely having my late 90s, early 2000s sick beat. But it reminded me that in high school, we had like a music project for American history class.
Yeah, we do the mic just a little closer?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, cool.
So in high school, we had to do like a song project in our American history class, and I went like way over the top. If there's anything going to be in front of people, I was like, oh yeah, it was junior year, so I was feeling really big in my britches, and I did like 2 other parts of songs. I did like a 3-part song, and the last part was like a written freestyle rap over the clapback beat.
Oh.
And the topic I had was the war in Iraq.
Okay.
So the lyrics to it I cannot repeat because they were 2000s lyrics and they were probably very insensitive.
And you did this in class?
I did this in class.
Oh, and do you remember the lyrics though?
Oh yeah, you
Okay.
wanna make America, man? Well then, like outcasts, we'll be dropping bombs over Baghdad. So pack your
Ooh.
bags, man, and leave town. Cause if you mess with America, you're going down. Public enemy number 1 is Bin Laden. And here's the lyric where I have to stop because I referred to all people of this kind, and I said they were pansies while they acted like a garden. And I don't think you can say like everybody from this group is a pansy, but
Yeah, of course.
but it wasn't so bad.
2004 was a different time.
2004 was a different time.
You could offend everybody.
Yeah.
It was preferred to offend people in groups.
We had, yeah. Yeah.
Mass
It was.
groupings.
Yeah. Mass
Yeah.
groupings. So yeah, it's funny that you brought up a song from Ja Rule that definitely wasn't one of his more popular ones, and that one has a very weird connection to something I did when I was younger.
Yeah. What was the Ashanti one? The way you talk.
Yeah.
The way
Oh,
you-
well, there was, I think he had 2. It was Always on
Cause-
Time with Ashanti, and there was another, I'm Real.
Oh, yeah. That was
Way.
J-Lo, I
That one
think.
was J-Lo, but he had one
Wow.
with Ashanti. He had like 1 or 2 songs with Ashanti. Yeah.
Okay.
This was a long, I didn't think Ja Rule would go on so long, but we got a lot of Ja Rule content.
You got a
don't
lot
we?
out of Ja.
If you're a Ja fan, which I know everyone out there is, this is
Yeah.
gonna bring back the herd.
Yeah.
This is for you.
Yeah. Okay, I got one, and this is kind of a long-winded one. This is just to squeeze in a topical thing. Okay, so there's this Riyadh comedy festival that they're doing in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Where they paid like 40 of the top U.S. comedians and other countries too. Like Jim Jeffries went over there, and then some other whatever. So they paid a bunch of crazy money. Like there were tiers. Like some of them got $1 to $2 million to go do like a set,
Yeah.
and it's got all controversial. And like me and you being big WWE guys, it's like WWE sold out to the Saudis like 8 years ago. So
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
it's nothing new. But I did find it interesting that Bill Burr was one of the ones that went and did it, because his whole shtick over the past 2 years has been like, yeah, all these billionaires whining, complaining, like,
I did see. I saw he was listed on there, and that one surprised me a little bit.
yeah. So I'm going to get to the overrated, underrated. One of the comics was, well, I also thought it was funny that like Joe Rogan said, I'm not going. And I'm thinking like, you weren't invited. like, you're not that funny. So anyways, one of the comics was Sebastian Maniscalco. You know who Sebastian is?
No, I don't know.
Oh, damn it. So this isn't going to work. Oh, without knowing this. Okay. So Sebastian Maniscalco.
Okay.
He's very Italian.
Yeah.
And used to be when the doorbell rang, everyone would look and say, who's at the door? Now the doorbell rings and we all hide behind the couch. And what's the big deal about going to Saudi for a couple of $1,000,000?
There you
So
go.
my question to you, without knowing who Sebastian Maniscalco is, was that impression of Sebastian overrated or underrated?
Well, that impression was great because it gave me a lot of information about him, and I feel like I know him. The impression is so good that it makes me think you like him, so I don't want to offend you, but I also think he's got the kind of thing that like a lot of people like and think is the best, but it's almost, who is the puppet? Jeff Dunham?
Jeff Dunham.
Like very, very popular, and a lot of people really got behind it, but because it was so catchy and in some ways obvious isn't the right word, but because it was so like, wow, this is different, it appealed to a lot of people, but it was kind of, it wasn't high quality overall. I'm going to say he's probably overrated.
Okay. Yeah, he's overrated.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
I've got one that's along those lines. This is great.
This is perfect.
Chris, overrated or underrated stand-up comedy?
Underrated. It's underrated because it's hard to
Really
I'm going to have trouble explaining why it's underrated without sounding like a pretentious douche.
Yeah,
Like
let's
anytime I call something art, I feel like I'm being kind of a douche.
No,
I know. But people think that when they watch, without knowing any of the behind the scenes, like what happens, people think that somebody that does stand-up comedy is just a funny person that's going up there telling jokes and telling stories, and people think, I could do that. If you're in that camp, I beg of you to go and try. Because there are levels to humor, and like anyone could fart and make a room full of people laugh. And they think, oh, I can make people laugh. I make my friends laugh. I make my families laugh. Well, there's like tiers to it. And if you go on a stage in front of people who don't know who you are, in the setting of be funny, it is so fucking hard to be funny. In addition to that, I think that when you get to a certain level and you get so good that you can like strategically touch on topics that are not supposed to be touched on and be like, see, it is okay to laugh if you look at it from this angle. And I think of the Charlie Kirk shooting, murder, assassination, whatever you call it is fine. I was just sitting back, I'm like, who are the good comics that are going to be able to touch on this topic and not make the assassination funny, but find an angle to make you laugh. And sure enough, in my opinion, Mark Norman and Sam Morrill both touch on this topic in a total masterful way. So stand-up comedy, I think, is one of the greatest things we have.
I don't know if I saw when I did see a small small bit about that did make me laugh, and it was mostly focused on like what was etched into the bullets.
That was Sam Morrill.
Was it? Yeah, it was pretty funny.
And he's like the guy
gay.
the guy who etches bullets. He wasn't like, what are you doing with these again?
That one was like, fuck you, fascist, and the other one's like, if you can read this, you're gay. And like the guy doing the autopsy being like, oh man. I thought that was funny.
That is like, I think stand-up comedy is
stand-up comedy underrated.
It's so underrated.
Nice.
It's so underrated. Because like I said, it is so hard to be good at it.
All right. I gotta find one that's overrated for you, but I think you're up next.
Okay. So all right. I got one for you. Matt, overrated or underrated vacations?
Underrated. This is so funny. I had this on my list for you too.
Well, we'll
because I figured my answer and your answer would actually be different. I think underrated, but I've been a very like solo independent person for pretty much my whole life. Most of my vacations are even like solo vacations, or the ones I remember are when I was a kid and my parents took me somewhere and I didn't have to plan much, didn't have to do much. The last like solo vacation I did was probably when I was living in Japan for a couple of years. I wanted to go to the northern Hokkaido island during like winter and be like in Sapporo where there's a lot of snow and stuff. And I just went on my own for about 5 days. Super awesome because I just got to walk around and do whatever I wanted. If I was tired, I could be tired. So I say underrated, but I know the caveat is like a solo vacation that you do on your own is a lot different than other vacations. So Chris, I'll pass it back to you. Are vacations overrated or underrated?
Vacations are overrated, but not for the reason you think. I'm thinking specifically, even if it's a solo vacation or a vacation with my wife, I believe for me, and this is probably my own brain, but I enjoy the anticipation of going on that vacation more than the actual vacation. So when I think vacation, I think we often go to like an all-inclusive resort in Cancun.
Yeah.
And what I always seem to forget is that when I go on vacation, I'm still taking me in my brain. And just because I go from this room in Canton, Michigan, and you plop me down on a beach, I'm still bringing my fucking anxious brain, and I'm going to sit there. I'm going to be like, oh, the ocean, it's so beautiful for 3 minutes. And then I'm going to be scrolling on my phone, listening to a goddamn podcast. And so I say overrated for that reason, that I anticipate it. And I think I will say this, when the expectation is kept low, or it's kind of like a spontaneous thing, much, much better than underrated.
Okay. Yeah, it's a tricky one. Obviously, vacations can depend on if you're able to... Going someplace is fine, but you have to still like internally be giving yourself that vacation and not thinking about work or not thinking about, projects that you want to work on when you get back or you should be working on now. If you can't do that, like even though you're somewhere else, you're not really mentally and internally on a vacation. So yeah.
Right. And I will add the caveat that like when I'm home and in routine, I like part of the structure is like I'm very diligent about like what I'm eating and what I'm like feeding my mind. So like I log all of the food that I eat.
Yeah.
But when I'm on vacation at an all-inclusive, I'm like, give me 2 of these, 1 of those, 1 of every dessert, and then the breakfast buffet, I'm just piling up plates and plates. So I overindulge to where I usually end up just kind of feeling like crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
So,
makes sense.
Yeah. So you flipped it to me.
Yeah.
Do I flip it back to you with an overrated, underrated, or do you just hit me with a fresh one?
Yeah, you can go another one.
Okay.
For sure.
Rain.
Well, rain is underrated for me personally, and I think objectively. I think both, because I think a lot of people don't like rain. I know as I've gotten older, I don't enjoy being out in the rain as much, but rain is obviously important for more reasons than just like how it affects the weather. But I love a good rainy day. And rain is underrated just because there still is enough times when you hear people complain about it. A lot of people love it, don't get me wrong, so it can be a little bit overrated, but I don't feel people are like, this is the best weather. This is the only weather I would want, so I'd say underrated.
Okay. Fair. I think rain is overrated.
That's fair too.
Because here's my whole thing. When it's raining, your whole thing is like getting out of the rain. Therefore, you don't enjoy it. That's all I got. It's like, oh, it's going to be a nice, cozy, rainy day. Well, are you in the rain or out of the rain?
That sounds like a good bit.
Out of the rain, obviously.
Yeah, it sounds like a good stand-up bit. Like, what are these people that say they like love the rain, and then I'm like, oh, what did you do? Did you go out in it? Like, no, I went inside.
Of course not. You get out of it. You get out of the rain.
Yeah. How do you love the rain?
Yeah.
That's good. That's very funny. All right, Chris, I've got one for you. Overrated or underrated pets?
Underrated.
Underrated.
Underrated. Yeah, because I think the love that you get for your pets, dog, cat,
boa constrictor,
reptilian fish,
gay fish.
I just think it's like it's a low stakes love, and anywhere where you can get love is a plus in my book. And so if you got a couple of dogs running around, couple of cats running around, that's love, bro.
Nice.
Underrated.
Nice.
Yeah.
I didn't know how you'd go on that one. I thought that was an interesting one.
What do you think?
I'd go overrated, but I'm not a pet owner. And so, like...
You need more love, man.
I might. I'm not a pet owner. We had, like, one legitimate pet growing up, which was pretty low maintenance. So I think a pet like that, for me, I'd be fine with. I think where I'm at right now is, like, anytime a pet or the idea of a pet comes into my mind, I'm like, this is going to change a lot of my routine. And so I'm like, do I really want to sacrifice stuff for that? So that's where I'm at on overrated. But I enjoy being around all animals. I like kind of having that as being temporary and not permanent for me.
Okay.
I love pets for other people.
Yeah.
Maybe not for myself.
Yeah. Cat's a good balance
Yeah.
between if you get a good cat, they got a lot of the. I'm doing the Trump. The cat is a good balance because if you get a good one, they got all the good qualities of a dog. Happy, fun, play around with them. Some will even like play fetch with you, and you cuddle with them, whatever. Cat. I don't know.
Cats. I think I've only got you with one overrated so far, and that was vacations.
Yeah.
And rain, but that was one you asked me. All right.
Yeah. Cool. Whose turn?
I think it's your turn.
All right. Let me get you a good one here. All right. The self-checkout.
Oh, overrated. Overrated for sure. I never use it.
You never use a self-checkout?
Rarely. If I have like legitimately 5 items or less, and I know like when they first introduced self-checkout, that was like, you should only use it if this, and now people are just like, it's my whole cart. I like the regular one. I don't want to bag it, even though usually the bagger does like the weirdest things and uses like way too many bags or puts like weird stuff together. But I'm still like, well, at least I didn't have to do it. I don't like how much it says, please put thing in the bagging area before scanning your next item and stuff like that. I'm like, and I'm like, is there going to be an error? Am I going to have to wait? I just feel like there's so many errors. Like every time you have to wait for somebody to come over and like enter their badge number because like, oh, you weren't standing in the camera right, so it looks like you stole an item. Let me review the tape. Let me hold on.
Offside.
So a challenge flag. They're gonna review it up in Toronto. And they're checking. He did scan that. He put it back in his hand. It looks weird, but it was scanned. Put in the badge number. I just feel like it takes longer. And I mean, I think the only positive is you probably can get away with stealing things. So if I wanted to steal something, I'd do it that way. But I don't know.
4011. You know what that is?
4011. That must be a code that they enter.
Yeah, for bananas.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure that's banana.
Nice.
Yeah, 4011.
And then you put it and it weighs it there. Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
See, I'd search by picture.
Oh, you search by picture.
I think this is a thing where you can you put in, is this like fruit or produce, and you click it, and then I think it goes alphabetical. Yeah. But there's a picture there. I don't know the numbers, and I'm like, search by picture, like I'm a child.
Yeah. Then you can play the old like, oh, I thought these were red Fuji apples, even though the Honey Crisp are like $1 more.
Oh, these are the organic ones. I didn't see that option. I just clicked the first one I saw. Yeah. So if you wanted to, you want to
swindle $1 or $2 from Kroger,
if you feel like taking it to the man, those multi-million-dollar grocery store corporations. Self-checkouts for you.
Yeah. I'm still thinking self-checkout's underrated.
Woo!
I get the argument that, like, I don't work here. Why should I be having to do the things? And I also get the argument, that's a good point. There usually is some kind of mix-up or error message. We go to this BJ's Wholesale, and one of the self-checkouts you can't use because the wind that comes in through the front doors will throw the machine off and think you're trying to like put stuff on the tray. Like, don't put on tray unless you're scanned this item. Yeah. But I do think the efficiency and speed outweighs all the downsides.
It's a little bit more private too. Like if I was buying something that I didn't want, like the swiper to see, maybe, little hymns, because I'm struggling, which I don't purchase, but who knows? Could be any year now. It could all go down.
Yeah.
If I'm buying little hymns or, kill your baby pills or something, I might self-check out that one.
Those kill the baby pills.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Kill the baby pills.
Kill the baby pills.
Sounds like a band.
Chris,
yes.
we're gonna take this one very Michigan style because you would have grown up with this your whole life, I imagine. Chris, overrated or underrated? Coney Islands. And for people that are not from Michigan, I do not mean the location in New York, which of course is Coney Island, but there's not even a franchise. It's almost like a theme of places, because like the big one is like Leo's Coney Island, but there's a bunch of different like things that are like this guy's Coney Island, and it's sort of like a massive menu. It's like a lower tier cheesecake factory, because it has like everything. You get breakfast maybe at any time of the day, maybe not. It's like breakfast, omelets, pancakes, waffles, and it's like chicken fingers, burgers, chicken sandwiches, Greek food, salads, BLTs. It's like everything. Mm-hmm. And people in Michigan always talk about them. So are Coney Islands overrated or underrated?
I think the Coney Island overall is underrated.
Yes.
Because I think Coney Island, I kind of think diner. And I think
It's very
diners
dinery, yeah.
are awesome. Now, my only gripe is that they don't have like they don't have as many 24-hour diners lately. I just love the idea of going and sitting, getting like not over expensive food. I don't need a theme.
Yeah.
Just give me some options and cook me up like a fucking omelet or give me a bowl of cereal and a hot dog, you know?
Yeah, you can get that at a Coney Island.
Yeah. So you're thinking they're underrated as well?
I don't know enough about them, but I do think the idea of like a diner and like a 24-hour diner, I love that idea. There's one that's a little bit more of like a narrow menu, pretty close to where I live. And when I saw that it was there, I was like, oh, that's gonna be so cool. Like, I hope I get into like a groove where like I'm staying up at like 2 a.m. and I'm like going to just get like a snack and like writing.
Mm-hmm.
Never happened. I've only been there during like the normal daytime hours.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're like 24 hours. So I was like, that's so cool.
Yeah, for sure. And I just think like one of my favorite activities is like going on vacation and just kind of wandering around to an area I'm unfamiliar with and just popping into, not even looking up the ratings, not looking up the menu, just being surrounded by a bunch of different restaurant options and be like, let's check this place out. What do they got?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not really on par with a Coney. We're talking specifically Coneys, but just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. I think I got one for you.
Right on.
Matt, overrated or underrated LeBron James?
Ooh, that's so tough. Oh my God. I think there was a time where he might have been overrated, especially early in his career when he was very young and they were like, he's good. Like, I think they were just jumping the gun and it was too soon. He's close to being right around right, but I'm going to say he's underrated because I think too many people still scoff and act like it's ridiculous when people say he's better than Michael Jordan, God forbid. And it's like, no, he probably is. He probably is. And we've talked about this a lot. Time and how performance for athletes has just improved overall, whether it's because we know, I'm sure it's because we know more about the science of workouts, building and developing muscle, eating and staying healthy, and maximizing your athletic potential. Like, the guys that play now would just crap on anybody, even from the 90s. Michael Jordan, he might have been really competitive, and he might have been like a Steph Curry who can still do it even though he doesn't have the size and he's just got that innate skill or drive. But I don't know if Michael Jordan would have been a top 10 guy in the current age of the NBA. So I think LeBron James is only a little bit underrated because I think it's one of those things where because he's still active, people don't want to give him the credit until he's gone and we look back 5 or 10 years after he retires and goes, man, he won titles with 2 teams at least.
2 teams, I think, Heat and Cleveland.
He won a title with Cleveland.
Yeah.
He did get a title to Cleveland. Even though he left, got his bullcrap title in Miami, he went back and he won one for Cleveland. The Cleveland Cavaliers won a title because of him. And yeah, he's still really a great player, even into his 40s. He's probably like 40, 41 now.
I think he's 42.
I was going to say 42.
Yeah,
I was about 4 years older than us, but
yeah.
I'll say underrated, but not by much. I think it's close. So if you said overrated, I get it. It might just be, who you talk to and who you listen to more.
Yeah. I think underrated only because go to YouTube, look up a Larry Bird highlight video, and then immediately after look up a LeBron James highlight video. Yeah. And that's all I got to say about that.
There you go.
It's Larry Bird. Oh my God, a pass behind the back. And LeBron James, oh my God, he dunked from half court. Like, this dude is a freak. He's always been a freak. Like, in his whole life, the people have been like, just wait till this LeBron James got, 20 years ago. Wait till LeBron James gets in the NBA. Wait till you see this guy. Wait till you see this guy. He's the best. He's going to be the best. And he's like been at or exceeded expectations, I think, his entire career.
Yeah.
Like, say what you will about the flopping and how NBA is a different game now, and how it's not as tough and there are no bad boys Pistons anymore. He's good.
Yeah,
He's good.
I forgot that there probably was a little bit of a time when he would flop a little bit on defense, but I mean, compared to some of the guys now, I mean, some guys have like the nicknames free throw merchant because they they drive and they just draw fouls, and I don't think even the LeBron level of the criticism for that ever got to that level. So, yeah, but you're right. I mean, what more? How much better could you expect this guy to be aside from just like winning more titles? I don't know if you could have. For his whole career, but like, he should have achieved this.
Right.
It'd be insane to say.
Yeah, and that's the knock on him. Jordan had 6 championships. LeBron's got 2 or 3.
Sure.
Yeah. All right.
Chris?
Yes.
Overrated or underrated guitar?
Overrated.
Yeah.
To listen to.
Yeah.
There's something about, I'm going to go electric guitar specifically.
Yeah.
Just the guitar solo seems to be like white man kryptonite, where every white person just loses their fucking mind when they hear an electric guitar solo. I'll be honest, I skipped that part of the song. Give me the vocals, give me the chord, give me the hook, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care about an electric guitar solo. Overrated.
Yeah. I would probably also go overrated. I mean, it is like when it comes to rock music, which is, one of the 3 most popular broad genres. If you're going to say you go like pop, hip hop, rap, and rock.
Mm-hmm.
And then country, but country's rock adjacent and can sometimes, cross over. Rock in general is just a massive genre. And it's just like, you feel like it always has to have guitar, and it's like, well, that's I think it's a little bit overrated. I like guitar.
Mm-hmm.
I don't always love guitar solos either. There are some that I don't mind, but yeah, I'm kind of like, this doesn't do it for me more than when the whole song is going together and I hear the lyrics and everything in combination. So I'd probably also go overrated there.
Yeah, I guess I'm a vocals and lyrics kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like I like a good, like a good powerful vocal.
Yeah.
You know?
Right on.
Yeah. All right, Matt. Here's one for you. Overrated or underrated? The birthday cake flavor.
Overrated. I'm not a fan. Well, let me say that I'm not a fan. And you know what? I'm going to go against what I'm thinking. I'm going to say it's underrated. I'm not a fan. I don't like it. But I feel like it's underrated because it only comes out during birthdays. I know you can get like birthday cake flavor ice cream and stuff, but I feel like nobody usually picks it because like it's so affiliated with like, well, you get this on a birthday because it's birthday flavor. I think maybe if it was more acceptable that it was a year-round thing and you could have, I think people wouldn't hate it as much because then you got to build it up for like, it's your birthday, you got to have birthday cake flavor. And you're like, no, I just want chocolate. If it was, normalized to have any flavor you want on your birthday, and birthday cake can be another time not on your birthday, that would fix everything probably. So I'll say underrated.
Underrated birthday cake
sure,
flavor.
Why not?
I feel like there's been kind of an explosion of birthday cake flavored items
seen a little
outside of the actual birthday, and I love it. Give me the funfetti. Give me all the colors. When I get ice cream, I'll do the vanilla, but with the colorful sprinkles. Yeah. I'm like a child. The sweeter, the better. Underrated.
Whoa, there you go. I didn't expect that, actually. When you asked me, I was like, he's going to hate it.
Give me a goddamn ribeye steak cooked medium rare with a little bit of that birthday cake seasoning.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm all about it.
Absolutely. That's my favorite one. All right, I've got one. I've got maybe like 3 to 4 more good ones, but we can go I could go through a lot of them.
3 to 4, fuck it. There's no time limit. We're at like 45, 50 minutes.
Oh, that's nothing.
Yeah.
That's baby
we'll shoot for
podcast time.
Yeah, we'll shoot for an hour.
That's baby's
hour and
first
a half.
podcast.
Yeah.
Chris, overrated or underrated hot tubs?
Overrated. Yeah, overrated. If I want to get hot and steamy, give me a sauna.
Ooh,
give me that dry like the charcoal traditional sauna with the wood that and then if you want to like really fucking
If you want to really schwitz.
yeah. Give me a cold plunge right next to that hot sauna.
Oh.
I did that. Emily and I went up to visit her mom. We stayed at this like Airbnb,
Yeah.
but it was like a resort kind of thing. And they had traditional sauna
Nice.
right next to cold plunge. You do them back and forth, start your day like that. It's going to be a good that's a good day.
Now, I think you have either like a sauna or you kind of have created a sauna like room in your basement. Is that correct?
Yeah, so I bought it off Amazon. You can get them. They're
Oh.
less than $500. It's like a tent that you could fit 2 people in there.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, but one super comfortably. And the wall, there's like this padded mesh on the walls that heats up. Gets up to like 120, which you get in there 5 minutes. You let it cook for a minute, get in there 5 minutes. You're sweating. So
Yeah.
and I do it like if I feel like the first inklings of being sick, I'll hop in there,
Nice.
follow it up with a cold shower, and just kind of sweat it out. And, yeah.
So saunas and spas underrated, hot tubs overrated.
Sauna cold
probably.
plunge.
The cold plunge.
Underrated.
Yeah.
The hot tub. Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like pea soup.
Yeah,
me.
I think hot tubs are overrated. Too,
Yeah.
But yeah.
Not a fan.
I should have known. I wrote that one. I was like, I bet this will be a good one. But then when you start talking about, oh yeah, I know Chris has kind of like a sauna down in his basement. I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah. If we can stash away a little bit of cat, I would love to get like an outdoor sauna, like the traditional one. I want the real deal.
Yeah, that'd be
it's
sweet.
That's my long-term financial goal.
Nice. There you go.
Finance
Guys,
goals.
make it happen. Give Chris money. I don't know how you can do it. If he knows, he'll tell you right now.
Oh yeah, so just get supplements from the link in the description. It's NutriCost and Gade Nutrition. For Gade Nutrition, I would just recommend the supplement that's the zinc quercetin mix. I just talked about not getting sick. You take that, you don't get sick. That's the only way I can explain it to you. You take zinc quercetin, vitamin D from Gade Nutrition, don't get sick. And if you do, God forbid, it'll be like 10% of what the sickness would have been. Very mild symptoms. But then use NutriCost for all your other shits like casein protein, creatine, any kind of vitamin supplement you want. Go there, link in the description, coupon code, all that stuff.
I'll click the link.
All right.
I need to buy some things.
Yeah, why not?
I'll check it out and see what I can get.
Cool. Why
Yeah.
not? Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, if DraftKings, if you also want to sponsor this podcast, I'll
Yeah.
place some bets.
We'll put Kevin Hart in one of these podcasts, maybe.
Yeah, if he gets back from Saudi.
If they don't kill him.
Okay, I got okay. Matt,
Yeah.
overrated or underrated? Making your bed.
Overrated because I don't do it. Overrated because there's this thing that like, oh, when you're a kid, it's like one of the chores when you're growing up. It's like one of the things you can do and your parents maybe will expect you to do. Like, if you do this, if you do that, you'll get an allowance or whatever. And I don't know. I don't feel like it serves too much of a purpose. This is one of those confirmation bias things that I probably read years ago and I've held on to. I don't even know if it's true or not. But I was just like, this justifies why I don't do it.
If it's said on this podcast, it's true.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. So this will become true. So if you don't like spiders or bugs, you shouldn't make your bed. And what I read many, many years ago and don't remember any of the facts on, so I'm just going to kind of guess at them, was that like if you make your bed, you've made a cleaner space and it's easier for bugs to want to get in there or spiders to get in there. It's like cooler actually if you make your bed temperature wise or something. This is what the article possibly said. And I was like, oh, I don't want bugs. It's better to just leave it in a heap. So, I'll say overrated because you don't want bugs.
Yeah. I'd never heard that take before.
I don't know if it's true.
But you said it on this podcast, so it's true.
Oh, okay.
So if you don't want
Sweet.
bed bugs, don't make your bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. The reason I
No
jotted
bed bugs.
Yeah.
If you don't want bugs and spiders, don't make your bed. If you don't want bed bugs specifically, you might need to like make your bed. But I don't know about that either.
Yeah, probably wash your sheets.
Yeah, wash your sheets.
Yeah, wash your sheets. At least once a year. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I think it's supposed to be done monthly.
Oof.
The reason I jotted that one down is there is this huge, I feel like, upswing. So in my algorithm, I get a lot of those like self-help motivational type videos.
Yeah.
And you get those like that like military advice, and I respect the hell out of the military. But I feel like there's this thing, it's just like, I get up, I make my bed, and that means I'm going to have a productive day because I got the first thing done.
Sort of a discipline,
Yeah.
sort of one discipline, two, you've kind of done something and accomplished something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hate it because there are like an easy 20 other things you could do with
That's
your
what
morning.
my shower's for.
Yeah.
That's, I could,
Well, it's like they're prioritizing making your bed over getting some exercise or taking a shower or eating a healthy breakfast or, doing some meditation, doing some whatever. And it always rubbed me the wrong way because I'll hear people that be like, I get up, I make my bed, and that means I'm going to kick ass at work. And it's like, you suck. That's what I tell them.
Nice.
I don't tell them.
So it sounds like you're going overrated as well.
You know what's so funny? I'm looking at my list, and you had guitar. I actually had guitar solos written down.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we had a lot that crossed over, actually.
Yeah, we did. We must, yeah.
All right.
Is it my turn to ask you, or your
I
turn?
think it's my turn to ask you because you asked me about making your bed.
That's right. Making the bed.
All right. This one, I'm going to go back. I wasn't going to ask this one because, I wrote it down, but I was like, this could go a long way. And I don't know what your answer will be. I think it'll be a hard one, though. Because I think I want to pick something that I know you really, really like. I know a lot of other people really, really like. But is it too much? So it's kind of like, this is very akin to LeBron James.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, overrated or underrated? Eminem.
Underrated. I think Eminem is underrated because I think he reached a level of popularity of like an Elvis or like a Michael Jackson to where it becomes kind of hacky to like Eminem. Especially after 2003, it was just like everything this guy touches, turns to gold. Like he brought up 50 Cent, explodes. His first crack at making a movie, 8 Mile, classic.
Yeah.
His first 3 albums, classic. And I think he catches way too much hate. People deep dive his bars, his lyrics from his songs, like, oh, this is a dumb thing to say. And it's either like, okay, sure, one dumb thing out of a million great things, or listen back, it was supposed to be dumb. Like, it was supposed to be silly. Like the fact, it's supposed to be silly. Your favorite of it
episode. That one. I secretly love that one.
Yeah. Or the one, he's got one lyric where he's like, I can rhyme anything with orange, orange, banana, or something like that. And people are like, that doesn't actually rhyme. It's just like, listen to the song. He's kidding. But I think in terms of just being a musician, he can make music for any mood. He can tell a story. He's a fantastic producer. He produces for himself and for other people. He produced a couple of Tupac albums that were great. I just think he's vastly overrated. Underrated. Underrated.
They got him. I was gonna say you had me sold until that Freudian slip, and I know you really think he's overrated. No, yeah, you had me sold. I didn't know. I would probably lean the same way, but I felt that was a hard one. I had to ask an Eminem expert on that one.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
I got one for you.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna zero in on a person.
Ooh, okay.
Just like you did. I think I got 2 more that I would like to ask you.
All right, I'll stick with 2 more, and I'll pick my best 2.
Okay.
After this. Yeah.
Overrated or underrated? Keanu Reeves.
Overrated. I hate to do it, but I think he's overrated. However, I'm not the biggest like action movie fan, and I have not seen any of the John Wick movies.
Okay.
What do I know Keanu Reeves from? Just so I can answer that, so you know my basis. And I like the guy. I think he's great. I've always heard good things. I almost love him, but I don't love a stranger. But the closest I can get to loving a stranger for no reason. I like he seems genuine. I think the choices he makes and what he does is because he likes it and he's passionate. So I respect the hell out of him. And I think he's great. But I think people think he's like the best human being of all time. And there was actually a while where kind of after those Matrix movies, he actually was getting kind of they were kind of making fun of him for his stiff, bad acting. And I know, like how everything sounded like a question. I know Kung Fu. And just, why?
Yeah.
Why am I here? Who are you? And I feel like there was like mass clips smashed together of like just Keanu Reeves just doing the same thing, and he had no range of acting.
Whoa.
Whoa. Yeah, he was whoa before Owen Wilson was wow. But yeah, I don't remember when it changed, but I remember being out in California and just kind of a lot of people, I started hearing all these like really positive things about Keanu Reeves. Like, my friend met him and he was like the nicest guy. I was like, that's awesome. But I think, and anytime he takes a picture with somebody, he never actually touches them or puts his arm on. It's always just a little bit off.
That's weird.
I'm fine. It is weird. I'm fine with it, but it's also like, yeah, I get it. I have nothing. I think he does that for himself, probably, because
Right.
sometimes I'm just like, I don't need to touch anybody or
I
wanna
find people disgusting.
touch anyone. Yeah, I find. Are you showered? But yeah, I just think like anytime you almost get to this hero worship level where it's like this person can do no wrong, they're the best, I'd put them in anything, I want to see them again and again and again and again. I'm always like, this is dangerous territory, because all it takes is one story, legitimate or not, to come out where somebody says this happened, and then we all go, oh, he betrayed. Like, you actually get offended if you're a big fan. It goes like multiple ways. Like, big fans like offended, they feel like this betrayal by somebody they don't actually know and never promised them anything, so they're being ridiculous. And then the people that did listen and felt like, oh, they won't shut up about Keanu Reeves, come really strong about it, blow up this story and make it bigger than it is, or perpetrate it even if it's not true, and like, I bet he did this, I bet he diddled a kid, things like that. And it ends up being way worse. So if you guys want to keep Keanu fans, if you want to keep his image good no matter what happens, just tone it down a little, so that if anything ever happens, if he ever makes a bad movie, if he ever says a bad thing that you don't agree with politically or otherwise, if he does the Saudi Riyadh Comedy Festival because he's like, my humor is gonna kill over there in Saudi, just if you don't have him so high and don't overrate him so much, you'll be able to kind of stick with him. It won't be like a Chris Brown thing. I don't know why Chris Brown. I feel like Chris Brown escaped pretty well.
He
just still makes music, and nobody
cares.
Every once in a while, somebody goes, well, I don't really like what he did, but he still makes good music.
But this song's a banger.
Yeah. It's not. I think Diddy music is not going to be like, you can't do Diddy music now. But like Chris Brown, you could still do it for sure, easy.
Yeah. It's like what it's crazy what makes people just treat you like the kid with lice and not want to watch any of your stuff or listen to any of your stuff.
Yeah, full cutout.
Like Will Smith slapped a guy in front of the world. Like, in the grand scheme of things, he slapped a guy. It was shitty. Yeah. But I think I would have thought, if you had asked me at that time, are we all going to move on and forget about it? Is he going to laugh at himself? But it's like, people are never going to forget about that one. Like, I feel like,
it's not like he slapped a woman.
Right.
Slapped Chris Rock.
Exactly.
Who literally produced a show called Everybody Hates Chris.
Yes.
Is that not what we expected?
Yeah. That
Somebody
one
just slap him upside the head
kind
once?
of a shocker. And then, Chris Brown beats up on women, and we're all just like, he ain't beating up on me.
Yeah, it's still like, new songs? Okay. Go back and listen to his old songs? Yeah, those were bangers. Like, it's not like any period of his music got like kind of like, this is from his dark times. It's like he can still make new music, and we go, let's put it on the radio, and you can still listen to his old music and be like, well, it's not like he changed.
Right. I don't know.
Yeah.
The world's a wild place.
Yeah. Oh, I guess it's my turn.
You can throw one at me.
All right. I'm gonna go two more. What am I doing? I'm not gonna do that one. Let's see. I feel like this is an obvious one because of how much I've talked about this one before. Let me do this one first, and then I'll wrap up with. No, I'll save that one for last. All right, Chris. Over or under? Overrated.
Over or under?
We're doing sports gambling now.
DraftKings.
Chris, overrated or underrated audiobooks?
Underrated. Because I'm thinking compassionately
Yeah.
to the folk that sitting down and just looking at words on a page is a rough time.
It's like sitting down and looking at a math worksheet.
Right.
People that don't like math.
Exactly.
I don't want to do that as an adult.
I think school beat it into us that reading equals work that we don't want to do. That's how I grew, and reading just was not enjoyable. It wasn't until like 2 years ago that I started reading for enjoyment. And I had to kind of barrel my way through. It wasn't easy at first.
Yeah.
So audiobooks for absorbing information or hearing a fun story that you can pause and come back to, flipping through like the chapters in a book, like stop here, come back. I think they're great.
Yeah.
And then not to mention the people who have legit like dyslexia or ADHD.
Sure.
And just the thought of sitting with a book is a nightmare. It allows those folk to absorb the information. And truth be told, I subscribed to Audible for a little bit, and I like that I have like a little catalog that I can go back and revisit from time to time. There are a lot of really good audiobooks. So like Atomic Habits, Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins, Power of Now. Those two right there, Power of Now and Can't Hurt Me by Goggins, never read the physical books, only the audiobooks, changed my life. Both of them, big time. And then I have a ton of other ones, and I like the audiobook more so for the fiction.
Yeah.
For nonfiction, I would prefer just to read the physical book.
Okay.
But yeah, I think underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard your thoughts on the audiobook.
So this is why I put this one on here.
Yeah.
Because I actually was like, I would probably say underrated because I think audiobooks are good for all of the reasons. I don't have anything against audiobooks, but people that have known me in the last few years, and I've brought up this weird debate we had, and I think we've done it once or twice on, a video before, was, we were doing like a reading challenge, like March is like reading month, and I worked at like a learning center where like kids struggled to like read and sound out words and stuff. And I was fine. Like the challenge was like, can the kids read for more time or read more pages than the teachers and the staff? Or sometimes we would work together, but sometimes it was kids versus teachers. And it was like, well, obviously we want the kids to win no matter what. So if we're working together for a goal, great. If they're against us, let them listen. Let their parents read to them. Anything counts. They're absorbing stories and they're hearing words and they're probably doing a good job. But I was like, but then like somebody came in, they're like, I had 360 minutes last week, which isn't that long. You could definitely have that, but it was just like I just put on an audiobook when I was driving, and it's like just when they were like driving or like not even like when they're paying attention, like I'm just going to listen to it. It's like when they're doing something else anyway. And I was like, are we really counting these minutes? I like actually sat down and read for like a half hour each day. Actually read the words. This is a reading challenge.
Yeah.
And everybody disagreed with me, and I was really offended about it. But I think audiobooks are probably rated right. It still kind of irks me when I see somebody like an article that's like, I read 300 books a year. Here are my top books for you to read. And I bet there are people that do read 300 physical books a year. But I think they are counting audiobooks, and I think a majority of those are audiobooks. I'm just like, no, you don't. And I don't, and it just makes me mad.
Yeah.
I'm just like, don't say that. This isn't true. I think we talked about this. Like, I don't know if you were growing up and you had like accelerated reader tests, like when you were in grade school.
I didn't.
Oh, or maybe some. I mean, I don't know if they were all the same program.
They probably weren't offered to me.
But when I was in grade school, like you had to read. I think it was like kind of optional, but there might have been a mandatory requirement. But it was like once a month you had to read a book, and you could pick anything from the school or whatever. And it would have like an accelerated reader test. And you'd go on a computer and it would ask you 10 questions about the book. And you had to get like a 7 out of 10 or higher to, get points for it and get a little sticker. And if you got so many books, even like Pizza Hut would give you like a free personal pan pizza once a month or something. It was all this kind of like, here's how we can get kids to read. And, I liked reading, so I just wanted to get a lot. And other kids were probably just doing the minimum. I'm like, 1, I got a 7 out of 10. Great. I'm not going to read another book until next month. And I'm probably just going to guess at questions.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was like, I think we need to bring those back because I want to see if audiobook readers can pass and get a sticker.
Interesting. Yeah. See if the retention is the same.
Yeah.
There is something to be said for, I feel like when you're reading a book, your brain is doing an extra thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's decoding symbols and letters, and you're kind of more in charge of creating the story in your own head, at least for nonfiction. Well, fiction.
Yeah.
Fiction's the fake one, right?
Yep. Yeah.
I think I misspoke earlier when I said audiobooks are better for, I think I said fiction, I meant nonfiction.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'll say underrated. I think audiobooks are great. I think they're a very important resource that we do need to have. I think they're cool because they employ people who are going to get to do voice work, which is really awesome. So I love them. I think they're great. And I think they're rated just about right. But if you were going to put it in if you're going to say, I'm in a competition to see who can read more and you count your audiobooks, I think you're a cheater. And that's all. That's it. That's where
fair.
I draw the line.
That's a good line to have when it comes to quantifying it as part of a reading challenge. It could be like a separate thing, like how many hours did you listen to something, but this is for the readers.
Yeah.
That's for the
Maybe
listeners.
we'll divide yours by 5 or something.
Divide and conquer. Yeah. Okay, so my turn to ask you?
Yes.
Okay. This one is a weird one. I'm curious to see where you go with this one.
Awesome.
Overrated or underrated? Honesty.
Underrated. I couldn't tell you why. Well, I mean, I can't convince you why. I just think that there's too much processing. This is a tough one.
It's like a core.
Yeah, I think when it comes to people talking to each other, like obviously it should be something done, but if you're just a person that lies a lot, whatever, hopefully, you have, as the person listening to somebody lying, you kind of have that ability to know if they're not telling you the truth, and you're able to kind of like suss out, somebody that's doing that. So if that's your thing, if you're a tall tale teller, like to exaggerate, whatever. There are times where sometimes I'll call it out or ask, or I'll be like, really? And I feel like a dick when I'm like, when somebody's telling me something and I'm like, I think you're exaggerating. I feel bad because I'm gonna like ask them to like prove it. I'm like, I don't know about this. But where I think it's underrated is obviously in like reporting and studies and what's coming out, because I think it's not just truth versus lies. It's manipulating information or manipulating study results to present something that actually, if somebody were to really read the study that was done, is not supported by that. But you can fudge numbers, even in, like, businesses when they're like, we made this much money, or like, we had our best year ever. Sometimes they're saying our best year ever was just what's the not profit word? Just their whatever their total net income.
Not for profit.
No,
net
not for profit. But like, obviously you have like profits at the end of the year, and that's
capital.
Something like that. Yeah, just like we had our most profitable. Well, profitable would mean profit. We made this much money this year.
Hold on.
And they try to make it sound good, like we made more money this year than ever before. And I mean, I don't know why they would do this. Yeah, I think just like gains. I'm totally blanking on the number or on the word. My brain got broken by this honesty question. But like, they'll say we brought in $300 million this year. Mm-hmm. It was our best year ever. But really, that's how much they brought in. But their costs were $290 million. So their profit was $10 million. And they just do it either for shareholders or they do the reverse. And they say like, we had a bad year. We actually only made this much, but maybe their production costs were down. Like we only made 200 million this year. And last year we made 500, but their production costs probably were way down because technology is better. And their profits are actually 150 million. And so you feel bad. You go, oh no, this company's going to go out of business. I got to pay more. This justifies their, increase in price. And it's like, I just think so much is sadly manipulated in a dishonest way. And so honesty is very underrated because I think it at least allows you to know, like if I knew the truth, I might still like that company. I don't care. I don't care how much they made. I still want to buy this brand because I like it. I don't care if they make X money out of their asshole and we're all like struggling. That's what they do. But I don't want them to like hide the fact that like they secretly made a bunch of money, but they're trying to make it look like they didn't so that they get like sympathy. Like that fucking pisses me off.
Yeah.
So honesty is very underrated. I can see arguments for why it's overrated because sometimes it backfires and from certain perspectives, like white lies and things like that are good. And yeah, there are a lot of times where I'm having a conversation with somebody. I'm like, I could give the honest answer, but that means I'm about to have like a 30-minute or longer conversation where we're about to get into a fight about something.
So, yeah, and I think
I'd rather just not do it now. Maybe we can just not say it.
Right, and I think honesty is one of those things that it's like it's not just like a black or white thing. There is a little bit of nuance to it where you don't want to cross over into like oversharing. I talk about this with Emily all the time. You don't want to get into like oversharing, or if like you're talking to a child, you want to be like, a 7-year-old be like, oh, well, here's how babies are made. Yeah. I'll be totally honest, or
Yeah.
And it's just fair. Like the whole does this dress make me look fat kind of thing.
Yeah,
that's like the old timey kind of analogy.
Yeah,
no, honey, but
yeah. You always got to answer no to that one.
Right. I just think as a core, I think it's underrated for just the fact that I think it should be a core principle for every individual. And it gets dicey with like addiction. I'm big into like recovery from addiction. And that's like first and foremost, the principle behind the first step is honesty. Because a lot of people are coming from not a place of just like being dishonest with others and kind of like hiding from the world. Being dishonest with oneself is a motherfucker. You would think that like the sanctity of your own brain, you could admit some shit, but like when you're dishonest with yourself, it starts putting up walls with the world, and you got to remember what you told this person and that person.
Oh yeah.
That's one of the underrated things about honesty. I don't ever have to remember what I told you because it was just my honest truth at that time. You know what I mean?
It's these weird like spirals that become obsessions or addictions themselves. If you lie, continuing a story becomes like something that takes so much energy. Like you could write a book.
You could write a book.
the amount of stuff you're making up here. Put it in a novel.
Yeah, what was that Charlie thing you had earlier in the voiceover?
It's a book. It was like, guys, have been really. I read like a really big book. It was like 500 pages. Like, Charlie, that's a book of maps. Yeah, but it had some letters. I think it was kind of squiggly.
That's perfect, Charlie. That's good.
All right, I'm gonna make this as my last one in
case
we want to switch over to any of the other ideas, or if we're wrapping up because I know it's going long.
How about we do this? How about you hit me with one more overrated, underrated, then I will hit you just with a random blind ranking.
Yeah.
And then hit us with the idea that you had.
Ooh.
And then we'll wrap on one of those. So pick the best one, the praise or graze, whatever you called it.
Praise or graze.
Praise or graze anatomy.
All right. This one is very similar to honesty.
Okay.
I say that sarcastically, but I don't. All right, and then this is the very last one I thought of, and it might be revealing. If you don't want to answer it, it's fine. I will answer it. Chris, overrated or underrated foreplay?
Underrated. Yes. Okay, dudes. Same. I think it is so goddamn underrated. And without getting into specifics of,
We don't
my
need to be too
marriage and stuff
honest.
like that. But I will just say as a general thing, I think as dudes, because I got a dude brain, you like want to go right to home. Like that's the where the good stuff is. But trust me, 10 to 12 minutes on the preheat in the oven.
I was gonna say it sounds like a recipe.
Yeah, 10 to 12 minutes at 350, bake that creamy.
It's gonna be
sweet
it's
pecan pie.
not gonna dry out if
Yeah.
you do that amount. It's gonna be really moist.
Yeah. So I'm going fully underrated.
Oh,
You-
fully
sounds like-
underrated. I
sounds
don't
like
know.
you agree.
I don't know if anybody would disagree. Maybe people would. Maybe they're just in a relationship with somebody that's like all foreplay all the time. But yeah, vastly underrated.
Yeah.
I will say.
Okay. Cool.
Cool.
Yeah. And I think even if somebody knows that on the surface, I think just us talking about it is a good reminder.
Yeah.
It's one of those good like things that but like it's easy to forget. You could go right for home base.
And since I'm about to say this, it will become true, so I'm not even going to say I don't know if it's true. Foreplay for women and men can be quite different from what I've heard.
How so?
So I read an article that I did not peer review.
You wrote or read?
I read.
Oh,
Oh man, if I wrote one,
so
it'd be
hoping
sweet.
you wrote that shit.
I read an article, and then some of my experiences recently led me to believe that there's some truth to this.
Mhm.
But it was like
I'm gonna rip some sage. Real quick.
foreplay. Oh, wow, I love that. Foreplay for women starts even before anything physical. It can start during the day if you just start talking about something a certain way. If you are like a couple that might do like fun little like silly characters or talk about what might happen later that night, just setting that stage for what to expect is like foreplay for women even before actually getting to like what I would consider foreplay, which is like at least some kind of physical touch. But yeah, apparently it's like 3 p.m. and you're like, baby, this lunch was amazing, I'm gonna have to like repay you later tonight, and you're kind of like making a little sexy talk like that. Apparently just stays with her until 10 p.m. when things get started.
Okay, that is good to know. Again,
That's
that's a good reminder. I like this art. We'll link the article to the description in here, so
I'll never find it again.
so the virgins listen to this can read up on it.
Nerds,
nerd bashing time.
start talking to your girl as soon as you can.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do a blind ranking.
Blind
for
ranking.
you.
We've never done one of these before.
We've never done one.
But we've done all the things. We did a game, overrated, underrated, which I don't know if that's like a popular game, but we talked about it, thought it'd be fun.
Yep.
We've done top sixes, like little lists.
Yeah.
We've done brackets that we've given our thoughts on and you guys have voted on. But we've never done a blind ranking. And I've seen these a little bit in the last year or so, and they seem pretty fun, but I've never done one.
Okay. You know what I'm gonna do? Because I'm gonna make a random list in my head of pro wrestlers.
Yeah.
And you have to rank them without knowing what comes next.
So you tell me one. How many are there going to be?
There's gonna be 5.
5. Okay. So you tell me one, and I have to put them in a rank, either number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. I don't get to hear the people coming next, so I might end up putting somebody too high that doesn't need to be.
Correct.
If I'm like, what if Chris screws me over and gives me all these jobbers? I should put like the medium guy number 1, and then you get yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna play it safe. I'm gonna put somebody number 1 on the very first one, I bet.
Okay. Alrighty. Here we go. Okay, so blind rank these professional wrestlers without knowing who comes next.
Yeah.
CM Punk.
Wow, that one's. I was hoping for somebody else. I'm not gonna go 5 or 4 because I was a big CM Punk fan, and I know I'll be able to justify moving at least 1, if not 2 people below him. I'm gonna put him right in the. I'm gonna put him right in the middle at number 3. I think both for me, and objectively, I think people will agree that like probably one or two of these that come up will be better, unless you give me all the jobbers here. Number 3. CM
Okay.
Punk, number 3.
Setting the bar with CM Punk.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay. Samoa Joe.
Oh, wow. I kind of want to put him above. I fucking love Joe. And honestly, he's had enough career where I think good enough career where I think you could convince people that maybe Joe is a top 1 or 2 wrestler in a list of 5. But I'm going to go 4.
Okay. Batista.
I don't have anything against Batista, but I never really enjoyed him that much. It helps that he left and went to Hollywood, so I'm going to give him the number 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we got the number 1 and 2 spots open for
Maybe
these next 2 people.
Yeah, this is rough.
AJ Styles.
Oh, man. It's risky because that means whoever here is number 1, I'll put AJ Styles as number 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Seems fair.
Yeah, because I think I would say I think it's debatable. You'd probably have him above Joe and Batista. I think you'd be kind of either or with him and CM Punk, but I think AJ Styles, if you talk to some of the like hardcore guys that watch TNA and have seen all of his career, they'd be like, oh yeah, you could put him above Punk easily. So I'll put him at number 1 because whoever number 2 is, they might be better. It might be rough. Might be a tough sell, but there's not a lot of guys better than AJ Styles in a lot of things. So
it's a pretty good list. Edge.
All right, I guess Edge is number 2. If I were to re-rank this, I'd probably bump up Punk to 2, and I would either have Joe as 3 and Edge 4, or vice versa.
That's
so
wild.
Edge got a little bit higher for me because of that, but I'd leave Batista at 5.
Yeah, that's wild. That like Batista is after all these guys, and Batista is a legend.
Yeah, for sure.
I wonder where we had Batista ranked when we did the brackets. Was he like
what
a
seed
10?
he was?
Yeah, like a 10 maybe?
I feel like he ended up being in like a region where it was like all big meat
Yeah.
boys. It was like Lesnar, Big Show, Andre, Batista.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was
Kane,
somewhere
Taker.
between like 5 and 10.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds right. AJ.
AJ Styles.
Yeah. All right, well, why don't we wrap up on this? Do you want to present this idea?
I'll probably do a terrible idea. So yeah, let's do it.
Let's give it a shot.
So this idea is me asking Chris if you could pick one person or one concept for why this thing is so good, what would it be? So a lot of times, and this idea came up, maybe I'm just too nice. Maybe I should do blame game more often. Maybe I'm trying to come up with games to like be a little bit meaner because I'm too nice about things.
Yeah.
And I was like, who would you blame for this? And I feel like that's so common to just do like a blame game. Like if we were talking wrestling, there's some disappointment with John Cena's retirement run. And I was like, oh, if you had to pick one person to blame, who would you blame for John Cena's retirement run if you thought it was bad? Would you blame Triple H? Would you blame The Rock? Would you blame John Cena? Would you blame just the writing? Would you, what would you pick? But I thought, let's do a positive one.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you a thing that I know you really like. I've got 3 options here.
Okay. Hit me with one.
Yeah.
And next time you come back on, we'll
I will do the 2 that are not wrestling.
Okay.
So you have to pick one thing for why this is so good out of all of it.
Okay.
And it's called the praise game.
The praise game.
So Chris, this one's a little bit tricky because you could pick somebody specific by name, or you might be able to pick something a little bit more broad as like a concept or an idea, but it can't be like the whole thing in general. You'll know what I mean. So Chris, the praise game, what is the one thing that makes Breaking Bad so good?
Bryan Cranston's acting.
Bryan Cranston's acting. I figured that was in the running.
Yep. I think the writing is fantastic. I think the character development of all the characters is fantastic. But the fact that Bryan Cranston can act his motherfucking ass off and be just as believable as a dopey, oh, I'm going to do a science experiment, just as believable as that, in the same story arc as if you look at this guy wrong, you're dead, and just have it just I'm going to go simple as that. Bryan Cranston's acting.
So Bryan Cranston's acting is, if you had to pick one thing, the thing that makes Breaking Bad as good as it is. That's the praise game. I've got one more.
Okay.
This is a weird one. I don't know if this one will work because I'm not as familiar with it. And it almost is going to ask you to pick one of a certain number of things.
Okay.
Chris, let's play the praise game. What is the one thing that makes the 12-step program so successful? Does that make sense? Is that a good question? Are you able to pick like one step or one ideal or thing that they teach?
Yes. So before I answer this question, I'm going to do this thing that I just learned about. And putting your hand over your heart is a common greeting in a lot of cultures. And I just found out a potential reason why that is. Maybe it's a coincidence or maybe it's the root cause, but we actually have neurons in our heart, just like we do in our brain. We have neurons in our heart. And when you do that, it brings your awareness, like whatever part of your body that you're touching, you're like aware of that. Like touch your knee, you become aware of yourself touching your knee. When you do that, you become not just aware of your heart, but dare I say, when I do that, I'm thinking from my heart and not my head.
I thought they did it so that nobody shot him with an arrow in the chest when they got like betrayed. But maybe that's probably Game of Thrones. They're like, we greet each other this way, so that nobody stabs us.
Yeah, that's potential. Or it's an ode to Jack Swagger and We the People.
Oh, throwback.
Oh, AJ. So it's a couple of things, but I will say I think the biggest kind of what it's all about is removing yourself from the centerpiece of your life, meaning your selfish thoughts, your selfish desires, that part of self that's like, gimme, 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 more, removing that and replacing it with something else. Some may call it a higher power. Some call it a group conscience. Some call it God, plain and simple. But replacing the selfish with the selfless. So going from what can I take to how can I serve is kind of the main thing.
Got it.
That I think the 12 steps in the group and the sponsorship and carrying the message, all of it can kind of be boiled down to that shift. And I know these aren't the words that are probably going to be accurate because I think it's almost, we don't have words to describe it. I think like humility and sacrifice and kind of like humility / sacrifice as a combination. But yeah, that idea of almost, perspective, your perspective shift from being the central and self-centered to something more outward, to letting other people help, allowing yourself to be helped and helping others. We unfortunately don't have a word for that. It'd be cool. Yeah.
Humilifice.
Ooh, I like it.
Sacramility. That one actually sounds a little bit better.
Sacramility?
Humilifice sounds like a fucking drug on an infomercial. Don't take Humilifice if you've recently been diagnosed with Crohn's.
Yeah. Here's a fun fact.
Your bowels will explode.
Did you know the U.S. is one of 2 countries that are even allowed to advertise
like pharmaceutical
drugs? Yeah.
What's the other country? I didn't know that.
The other one I think is New Zealand, and they have like way higher restrictions. We're like, they came up with a new pill. Let's tell everybody. And you probably got this. Are you sad? You need this. Do you got? Do you shit once a day? You got to take this.
Yeah, it's really. Yeah, that's one of those things that like. For most of us, well, thank you for playing the praise game.
Great question.
I thought I came up with that one because my other one was the Bloodline storyline. That was my last one. Like if you could give one thing the praise for why the Bloodline storyline went so well. So maybe we'll have to do that one another time. You can think about it really ramp up an answer, it's gotta be Roman Reigns, right? Just Roman Reigns, I think. I don't know. Would you do the writing, all the writing?
It's a
Or-
toss up between Reigns and Heyman.
I was thinking Heyman is a dark horse there.
Raymond.
But yeah, I don't need to go into
Yeah.
launch into a thing about, you know, people who are more susceptible to kind of believing anything, and those infomercials being like, "Are you sad?" And like, yes, I totally like, you know, I don't know if a movie has done this, but I feel like there's been characters in movies when we were growing up where just like, it's a very like sometimes innocent and nice naivete. It's a lot of times it's like a character maybe from another planet or has been isolated his whole life, and then they feel like somebody's talking directly to them in like these infomercials. I feel like that happens in a lot of movies. Like, are you feeling sad? Like,
yes.
Is he talking to me?
Yeah.
But like, there might be real people out there, and they're just like, I gotta buy this drug, and like, we're like, so many of us are so well off, and maybe either have like more critical thinking skills or more support, or have been educated on like what is marketing or advertising, and you know what you need to realize. Okay, being sad doesn't mean that you need this. It just means that like, yeah, you're not a billionaire, like, you know, or something. But yeah, there are probably people out there that like,
I think there's a scene. Have you ever seen Encino Man with Brendan Fraser?
I have not, but he's a caveman, right?
Yeah, he plays a
Is
caveman.
Pauly Shore in that or no?
Pauly Shore, and I believe the guy who plays Rudy, Sean Astin.
Oh, Sean
I think.
Astin.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I've seen portions of it.
Yeah, dude, that movie rules. It's like early '90s,
Yeah.
just B comedy, but classic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we did our overrated, underrated. We're definitely going to do this again because this was a lot of fun.
We got so many topics. I don't know if it'll be watchable all the way through,
Oh,
unless
it's
you're
gonna
like,
be watchable.
unless you're like, I love just miscellaneous. It goes anywhere. But
Yeah.
I bet if you were looking for a specific thing, you know, you might have some good shorter things on this for different topics and stuff.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right, brother.
It was a lot of fun. I
Good
miss
stuff. All right. We're going to do it again. Bye.
See you.